And here we go, Curtis Wake coming to us by way of Orlando, Florida. This is his debut contest here against Desmond Tebow, who, since his debut, him being Desmond Tebow, what an impact he's made. You know, a lot of singles victories, and then in his very first time teaming with Johnny Romano, they won the vacant tag team titles actually they beat you and Jet Danger for them, as a matter of fact.
Donnie, this is my last time telling you. When you're speaking about me, watch what you say. I promise you it will not end up good for you. You keep it up.
Well, right now, a head scissors from Curtis Wake, trying to end this real quick for his team there. Now, as I said, this is Curtis Wake's debut here in the CWF. Tony Donato has had several appearances for us. Last time he was teaming with another man, Airman Banks, in a losing effort to TNT. TNT has quite the win record here in the CWF. I look forward to seeing them in a ring again. But right now, it's the Retro Rebels defending their titles for the very first time. Desmond Tebow trying to tag in his partner, Johnny Romano. Curtis not going to let that happen.
It was a nice move by Curtis Wake.
Curtis has that headlock locked in good and tight. Just trying to keep Desmond right there in the neutral zone, so to speak, of the ring. Going for the pin here. We could have new champions. No. Tony Donato, he has experience now in tag teaming. This is his first time ever teaming with Curtis Wake. I mean, you know, you've had several partners. How long does it take to really kind of close the gap between the two of you and really have good tag team synchronicity?
I guess it really just depends. And that's exactly how you don't mesh. That's exactly what happens when teams break up and start to falter and start to burn. That's exactly what happens. And they're going to both do it.
It looks like Curtis and Tony are kind of competing in a contest of one-upsmanship. Much to the delight of Desmond Tebow, gave him a moment to catch his breath. Up and over, the Earth Roll, the squared circle goes. Arm drag there. Going for the backslide pin, could be all over here. No! Retro Rebels scoop down onto Curtis Wake. And now, Johnny Romano.
He wasn't holding the rope.
Johnny Romano.
He wasn't holding the rope.
Double elbow drop onto Curtis Wake. Could be over right here. No. Curtis Wake, you know, he trains at the Dark Arts Factory, and he's won tag belts, you know, in other territories. But, you know, here, you know, like I said, he has experience, but him and Tony Donato don't seem to be on the same page right now, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, honestly, if they don't have the chemistry, obviously it's their first time working together. They're not going to have the chemistry, but them trying to one-up each other obviously isn't going to help them win these titles. So
Johnny Romano dancing on the back of Tony Donato. And it should be mentioned, and Tony Donato's debut here, he lost in a match to Johnny Romano. Might be losing again right here, right now. No, only a 2 count.
He's not holding the rope.
The Retro Rebels now have Tony Donato firmly in their corner. Despite not being a team for long, showing much more teamwork. Only a 2 count, showing much better teamwork than the team of Curtis and Tony.
Johnny's the only one following the rules here, holding the rope.
Jawbreaker onto the Urkel, the squared circle, spinning around, slamming him right into the mat. Those suspenders not providing a lot of cushion. Tony Donato going to try to win the titles here. No, only a 2 count.
I think Tony was talking a little mess to his partner over there, Curtis, saying that's how you do it.
And as a former tag team champion, you know, when it's your very first title defense, and you're defending those belts for the first time, is there first-time jitters there, so to speak? You know, are you nervous?
Honestly, it depends on if you cut out for it or not. There's always going to be a little bit of nerves before every match. But my first time defending the titles, I wasn't nervous at all. I was born a champion. I wanted to be champion.
Tony Donato not nervous at all, telling Johnny to beat up Curtis, not him. That's really throwing your partner under the bus.
It's a little odd if you ask me.
Well, you know, I haven't gotten to know Tony very well, but Tony wants gold. He wants a big victory here in the CWF. And if he's got to, and if his mind, if he's got to carry Curtis along, so be it. But Johnny Romano, you know, he cares about his partner. He doesn't want to see things like that happen to the Urkel of the squared circle. And Desmond has his foot on that bottom rope, and referee Jay seeing it. Referee giving him to the count of 5, disqualification. The titles will stay with the champions.
See, they call that man the smartest man in the CWF. If he was really so smart, he would have just reached over with his right hand and grabbed the rope, instead of making it so difficult and putting his hand putting his foot on the rope.
Oh!
Nice maneuver there by Tony Donato.
Yes, a vicious move indeed. And Desmond Tebow is very smart, and I'm pretty sure his brain is registering all that pain. And now Tony tagging in Curtis. And Johnny trying to come to the aid of his partner. No go here. Throwing it to the ropes.
Nice.
Shot slam. And now Curtis going to try to win it for his team. Wait, no. Jay telling us there was no tag. Even I missed that. I mean, it's one thing for me, but these two are tag team partners. They should definitely be on the same page, and they aren't. That could have cost them the match.
This ref is really screwing up this.
Desmond had a moment to catch his breath. Tony Donato going to make that a mute point. Leg drop! As I said, them suspenders not providing a lot of cushion. Desmond able to kick out under his own power. Johnny was trying to come to his aid.
Ref needs to tell Johnny to stay on the outside.
Now Curtis is the legal man, but still not getting the pin done. Now laying in some blows on the head. You know, it's a long way back to Orlando, Florida from Milton, Florida, but if Curtis is leaving with a tag belt over his shoulder, I think it'll make the drive a little bit more pleasurable.
That'd be a great drive. Drive into Milton.
All right, now
empty-handed. Drive back to Orlando with belt.
If this keeps on, the only vehicle that Desmond is going to be in is an ambulance, though.
I'd love to see that, honestly.
Of course, you have nothing but animosity for Desmond Tebow as well as Johnny Romano.
Well, they call him the smartest man in CWF, but I've proved that to be a fallacy. I've made him look stupid every time I've been in the ring with him.
But they have a victory over you and Jet Danger, and they have the belts, and you don't.
It was a fluke. It was a fluke.
Well, what is not a fluke is that right there. It's a Curry. On to Curtis. And right there. Tony Donato attacking Johnny Romano while his back was turned.
Ref, pay attention.
While his back returned so that Desmond couldn't get the tag. That's a dirty tactic. And this crowd is showing their disapproval for the tactics of Tony Donato.
I approve it.
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do.
Do you have a conscience?
Yeah, it's saving me from beating your ass right now.
Well, right now it's Desmond Tebow getting the beating of a lifetime. You know, you're not supposed to hit a man with glasses. Curtis Wake and Tony Donato didn't get that memo. They better be watching that 5 count. If he counts to 5 and they're still on Desmond, they will get disqualified, and the Retro Rebels will leave with the victory. Now just raking his face across the top rope. Tony Donato using the ring pretty much as a weapon, using his environment as a weapon, if you will. Desmond dancing around. Fire Valley suplex! Just the strength on display of Tony Donato. Tony Donato, very vicious man, going for the pin here. No! Desmond Tebow able to kick out. And Tony Donato, I mean, don't be arguing with the referee, Tony. This is a mistake. He needs to be concentrating on Desmond, because Desmond is slowly but surely trying to get his way back over to Johnny, who at this point is the fresher man.
At this point, this ref is showing mad favoritism to the Retro Rebels. Let me ask you, do you even know what a Retro Rebel is? The name doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know, I guess they're rebelling against what's popular now and is bringing back what was popular in the past.
That's not even his water!
Johnny Romano taking a water break here, taking my water. Johnny can have it. We've been friends for a very long time.
That's just rude. And you call him a good guy?
Johnny's a little flustered right now, although that frustration might be going away because Desmond Tebow now back in control here against Tony Donato. Tony Donato perched up high, and that is not for his benefit, I assure you.
Me personally, I wouldn't allow nobody to take my water. That's just insane.
Suplex from the second rope. Tony Donato getting some higher education.
Hey, man, get your partner, man.
Well, right now,
Lock in.
Right now, both men are in enemy territory. Donato's closer to Johnny, and Desmond is closer to Curtis. Neither of them's going to get a tag in their partner like that. Both men crawling past each other, it would seem, perhaps ignoring each other, wanting to tag in their partner. And Johnny is tagged in, as is Curtis Wade. Johnny Romano, the fresher man of the Retro Rebels, going to work on Curtis Wade. Jumping down, almost got the pin. I tell you, Rob, the 1990s are alive and well anytime Johnny Romano is in the ring.
Nice flapjack.
Nice flapjack indeed. Johnny Romano able to kick out of it. May have spoke too soon. The clock might have struck 2000 here for Johnny Romano. 2000s were a good decade too.
That's when I was born.
I was in middle school.
God, you're old.
Oh.
That's not a tag. That's not a legal tag. What are we doing here?
Referee Jay's going to allow it. Both the Retro Rebels concentrating on Donato and Wake. Desmond Tebow going for the pin here. And he got it!
Damn it. You're messing up. You're messing up.
Successful in their very first tag team title defense here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation. And Donato and Curtis Wade are going to have to go to the loser's window.
It's his fault. It's his fault.
Referee Jay is a fine, upstanding official.
No, he was showing favoritism. He allowed a non-legal tag. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Take it up with the Rules Committee. Rob, sit down. Sit down, Rob. You're in the broadcast position right now. Sit down. You're a commentator, not a competitor right now. While the Retro Rebels celebrating here, and it seems that this entire building is celebrating, except Rob Ocho. Johnny Romano and Desmond Tebow, successful in their very first tag team title defense, and long may they reign. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, Desmond Tebow and Johnny Romano able to get the job done over the thrown together team of Curtis Wake and Tony Donato, successfully defending the championship. And speaking of championships, up next is a Voltage contract match between Jace Miles and Chris Mason. Whoever holds the Voltage contract can tag into any match they want here in the CWF, including a championship match. That match will be coming up next right after this intermission. Don't go anywhere.